Chapel. I hope everyone had a good break. Yes? I love that. You may be seated. Thank you so much. I just want to thank Cam and everyone that's given me this opportunity, because I believe that God has a word for all of us in this room. Amen? All right. So, did you know, college, that we are called to walk in love with Jesus? Now, not everyone knows this about me, but I'm actually a graphic designer by trade. Yes, shout out to all of my creatives in the room. And so I finished my degree in arts before I moved here 2 years ago. But to be honest, nothing was working for me career-wise. But God showed me that my calling was much more than that. I had to sell my camera gear to pay off my tuition fees. It's a real place. But and I was devastated. But in Luke 24, verse 13 and onwards, there are two disciples of Jesus that were also devastated. This was happening 3 days after Jesus' death. And can you imagine that they were like on their way to Emmaus, or on their road to Emmaus from Jerusalem? Could it be that the disciples walked out of Jerusalem because they had lost all hope? Maybe that's some of you today in this room. And I want to encourage you, because what happened in this passage is that Jesus showed up and he started walking alongside them on the road to Emmaus. But they didn't recognize that it was him at all. And so in this walk, the disciples were telling Jesus that, like, we put so much hope on him, for him to be the Messiah, for him to save us, but only for him to be taken away from us and to be put to death. I feel like that's many of us in this room, where we see our dreams shattered in front of us, and we have no hope, and there's just so much uncertainty for our future. We don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what's going to happen next year or when we fly back home. But I want to encourage you that in this passage, you know what happens? That Jesus reminded them. He gave the disciples a fresh revelation of who he is through this word. And so, college, I want to encourage you. Maybe that's what we need to do today, that we need to get a fresh revelation of who he is. Because these were disciples of Jesus. It's not like they've never met him before. And that's us. We have a relationship with him. But maybe we need to remember who he is. Read the Bible. And lastly, I want to say that as the disciples were just in awe of his character, they lost focus of their disappointment. And they just desired to spend more time with Jesus. And as Jesus sat down with them, broke bread, that's when they had an encounter with Jesus and they realized it's him. So college, will you walk in love with Jesus today? Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I think you can turn on a notification bell. It'll be here or here, maybe here, and follow us on Instagram at @thestudios_HC.